Hey there, good Saturday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Johnny Lively here to do our Saturday and weekend show sponsored by HB Neal Construction. We slide over looking at the satellite and radar the last 6 hours. You can see a really big batch went through the Dallas Fort Worth area, went through East Texas, now getting into Louisiana. But here locally, we still see some showers in our northern counties, but we're also watching just to the west over there towards Austin and Victoria. That will continue to kind of move into our region really throughout the day today. But the heaviest round is going to be mainly overnight tonight as that cold front moves into our region. Look at that cold front that has moved through majority of the United States. Yellowstone already, -1 degrees. That's cold. Denver, Colorado at 17 degrees. Oklahoma a little bit warmer than they were yesterday morning, but they're still chilly at 47 degrees. But notice that a good portion of Texas is already starting to get pretty warm. That's because the winds are out of the south. And you can see that temperature gradient here. West is a little bit warmer, already into the 60s, and then further to the east is still pretty chilly. That's because the areas to the west are already starting to get the winds out of the south. That warm, moist air is moving inland, and you can see that big temperature difference from the west versus east. It's actually 20 to 24 degrees warmer across the region, especially to the western counties, and it's thanks to Do Good Credit Union, we can actually show you those big temperature differences the last 24 hours. But all that's going to be changing tonight into early tomorrow morning as another cold front moves into our region. So those southern winds are not going to last too long. Here we are with the outdoor and construction forecast for today. So the humidity is going to be increasing. We're going to have the clouds kind of all day long. We're going to have some chances for some isolated showers really throughout the day today, 10 to 20, and then 30% coverage as we get into the afternoon. But that 80 to 90% coverage is not going to be until tonight into early Sunday morning. So today, for the construction outdoor forecast, it is not a complete washout. We're just going to be watching some passing showers moving through our region. Later on tonight, thanks to Neutron Electrical Services, we can show you the upper level flow that we're going to be dealing with. We're going to have that cold front approaching our region and giving us 90% coverage tonight into early Sunday morning. And then as we get into early next week on Monday, a warm front will be lifting. Not going to be warm by any means. Temperatures are going to be into the 40s, have a hard time getting into the 50s. 80 to 90% coverage is what we're expecting on Monday. A bone chilly day coming up on Monday, in fact. Here we are on the rainfall outlook, 20 to 30% coverage really in the morning time hours. We get up to 30 to 40% coverage this afternoon, but the main timeline for the rain is going to be tonight into early tomorrow morning with 80 to 90% coverage. Now, if you look on Sunday, it says 90% coverage, and you might think that that's all day, but it's mainly in the morning time hours, and then really kind of throughout the day on Sunday, we start seeing those showers continue to push eastward and pushing out. As we get into Monday, bone chilly day, 90% coverage, dry out a little bit on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then another round comes back in on Thursday. Look at the future cast for today and really the rest of the weekend getting into Monday. Here we are. See the showers kind of coming in from the west, and that's really not going to be too big of an issue. But once we get later into tonight, there's that cold front coming to our region, a round of showers and possibly some thunderstorms, really heavy downpours moving into our region, and then some lingering showers as we get into Sunday morning, and by late Sunday afternoon, that will again start moving eastward. So Sunday afternoon's really not a complete washout. It's mainly in the morning time hours that we're going to see all that heavy rain. And then notice as we start getting into Monday, again, temperatures in the 40s. Here comes another round of rain, 80 to 90% coverage. Just a nasty day shaping up. It's been a while since we've had cold rain here in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. You can almost say that's 100% coverage coming up on Monday. And again, those temperatures going to have a hard time getting out of the 40s. Here we are with the forecast, the rainfall totals. Again, if we talk about tonight into early Sunday morning, 1 to 2 inches of rain does seem pretty common in spots. And then if we fast forward getting into Monday, that next round, another 1 to, if not 2 inches of rain can be possible. So about 1 to 2 inches of rain does seem pretty likely across the board. And then some of these isolated areas could get up to 3, if not 4 inches of rain. Seems like a lot of the heavier stuff is going to be along the coast and possibly offshore. Again, here we are with the temperatures. Cold front moves through late tonight into early Sunday morning, and after that front, look at the temperatures we're going to be dealing with. 57 on Sunday, stuck in the 40s on Monday. Going to have a hard time getting to that 50-degree mark. Tuesday at 55, and then we slowly start getting back to the 60s as we get into the end of the week. High temperatures today will mainly top out into the low to mid 70s. Further to the southwest, you get a little bit warmer like Sweeney and Angleton into the upper 70s. This is thanks to our sponsor of Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. And then tonight, here comes that cold front. 90% coverage is what we'll be dealing with. Our far northern counties will be into the upper 30s, but the rest of the region will mainly be into the 40s and 50s. Here we are with our 7-day forecast. We have the rain tonight into early Sunday morning, bone chilling weather coming up on Monday with 80 to 90% coverage. Dry out a little bit on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then another round comes in on Thursday. Here we are for Southwest Louisiana. We're all waiting for that cold front that moves through really Sunday morning, giving us that rain coverage, and then really a nasty day shaping up on Monday with those cold temperatures in the 40s. Dry out a little bit on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then another round comes in on Thursday. A wonderful time to download the free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. That way you can get all the updates, the watches and warnings, no matter where you go. If you travel to Kansas, you get all the watches and warnings in Kansas. You come back home to Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana, you get all the notifications on what time the rain's moving in, when it's moving out, what the temperature is going to be like, and all the fun information that you need. So thanks for watching the Saturday morning show. Y'all have a great weekend. Get ready for some cold weather also on the way, especially on Monday. Thanks again for joining us, if I could talk. Our next video update will be with Lucas Boswick on Sunday evening. Other than that, I won't see y'all again until Monday, which is going to be bone-chilling cold, remember.